Recording, check. Technology is failing me today, man. Welcome back. Kia ora. Haere Rā. Tēnā koe. Aloha. Welcome. This is the third time I've recorded this short message brought to you by the Brett Foster Network. Oh man, I was just recording and then the camera went to sleep. Maybe I didn't push record. I'm recording on a GH3 if anyone's interested, with a Rode Video Micro. I actually just, the first one, set up this lav to get a little bit better sound, and it completely has like the worst sound quality. Guess that's what happens when you buy a lav from Wish. Don't do that. Anyway, so why the video? An update on the print project. I have a bunch sorted, enveloped, ready to go. I cut all this card out of A4 with a little thank you note, and have a bunch ready to go to the first bunch of people who said they'd like them. And now I've decided to change the print. Actually, for the first bunch, I might give them the new print and the old print, so two prints. I've also decided I may not let you guys know what the print is going to be. It's just like a random print that you get turned up to your house. Hopefully you like it. It's free. And it's, that way I think it's might be a bit more exciting maybe. But anyway, so I've decided I'm going to print up another print that I took last night. I went to a gig with my mate who runs Synthstrom Audio Marketing, and he's on a world tour, and the tour started, I believe, last night in Palmerston at the Student Massey University building, and it was a great gig. And I shot a bunch of photos with my two favourite cameras that live in this bum bag, and they are the XF1, and anyone recognise what this is? I'm sure half of you do, you geeks, camera geeks. Epic Stylus, or as they're known in the Japanese and New Zealand market at least, my Super Minty Mint. That sounds so cool. My Super Minty Mint Mew 2. I've had all the Mews. Well, I've had the Mew 1, Mew 2. I've had several Mew Super Zooms. I don't think I've ever shot a roll of film through a Super Zoom though. But I've owned all of them, I think, at one stage or another. And I've also owned the very sought after, what's it called, LT1, which is the leather cased Mew 1. And I was after one forever, actually, since they were new. They were super expensive, like $500 back in the day, I think, in New Zealand. Definitely north of 300, which is a lot of money for a point and shoot. And I've always wanted one, and I got one a few years ago. And I shot a few rolls of film with it, and it's really just the Mew 1, and I'm not a fan of the Mew 1. It just misses focus so often, it's not funny. The Mew 2, people like the Mew 1s are starting to climb up there in price, which is good for me because I've got a few and I've had a few and I've sold a few, but they are not as good as the Mew 2. People try and say they are, they're not. Hands down, they're not. I actually prefer the body style of the Mew 1. but the Mewtwo is a better camera. You will get better results with the Mew one. So that little rant aside. So yeah, I went to this gig last night, shot a bunch with both, but the XF, I took a couple of photos, one of which I edited in Lightroom last night, and I'm really into it, so I think that's going to become the print that I'm going to give out for February, even though it's nearly the end of February. So how this is going to work is, man, I've done this video so many times now, I can't remember whether I've said this or not in this video, but if you want a print of mine, I'll send you one free anywhere in the world. Just leave a comment below. And yeah, I'm going to do 50 of each print, and they will be available till they're gone, not just for the month. I also did a blog post yesterday on brettdavidfoster.com, which talks about this and has 3 of the prints that I took, not the one that I'm sending out though, 3 of the images I took. And it talks about my thoughts on this camera in particular, and how it's kind of, I really like it, but it's kind of an in-between camera that I think I don't need, strangely. Anyway, read that blog post if you're at least even remotely interested in why that might be. But I'll show you one of the things. If you don't know the XF1, this is the coolest thing about it. It's super thin. It's actually thinner. Let's take the Mew out of there. The Mewtwo is a super pocketable camera. Like, it's almost ridiculously small in my hand. But the XF is actually thinner. Every other dimension it's slightly larger. Maybe the Mew's actually longer slightly by a mil or 2. But one of the coolest things about this camera is it does this. Well, get that to focus. Is it focusing? Focus on my hand, y'all. Yep, maybe. To turn it on, you do this. How cool is that? Turn it off, and that's the zoom as well. None of this flipping touch button zoom. And then to turn it off, you close that, and that's turned it off. But to put it away, push the lens in and lock it. Fuji know how to make beautiful, well-designed cameras that are beautiful to look at, but also great in the hand, like a pleasure to use. In my opinion, Olympus gets close. The OM10 is actually my favourite digital camera, but this is getting close. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Shot some images with that. You can see some of them over on my website, brettdavidfoster.com, as I said. The Mew, as you can see, have a look at this one. Focus. Too close maybe? This thing is mint. I picked it up recently. But what's this? When you open this, I'm going to slide this open. You should see there's one little indicator there. There should be a frame counter as well. So that doesn't work. And then the other thing that always happens with Mews that I fix with a piece of electrical tape is that battery button, the battery latch breaks. But it's no big deal. Otherwise, this camera is mint. I could get $300 New Zealand for it tomorrow if I wanted, but I don't. And I don't know if you can see there, I'm actually shooting my very last roll of Agfa Vista 400 in this bad boy. I'm going to miss that film. I think it was my favourite film stock. No, it was my favourite film stock. I don't care that it was cheap. If it was full price, I would still buy it. I love how that film looks. I don't care that it makes skin tones a bit weird. It's just awesome. So I'm really going to miss Fuji. Vista, Agfa Vista 400. I should have probably kept this roll for something special, but whatever. But when I've done this, finished this roll, I've got another roll, Fuji 200 Superior I think it is, that I'm going to send to my lab. When I get those results, there'll be a new video, so keep an eye out for that. Probably middle of next month, and I'm actually going to do a proper video, like I'll edit in some images and all that sort of thing. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And I wanted to say, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you don't know how, I think a lot of people don't actually have YouTube accounts, or they don't know that they do have. So if you want one of my prints and you can't subscribe, or you don't know how to, or you don't want to, just leave me a message. Leave a message below, or on Instagram, David Foster on Instagram, and I'll be happy to send you a print. Even if you're remotely interested, curious even, I want to send out as many of these prints to as many people as I can, and I'd love for you to be one of them. So yeah, hit me up if you got any questions about any of these cameras. I also buy and refurbish and sell cameras, so if you're after anything, let me know, because I find cameras all the time. I've got everything from this piece of beautifulness that I just scored recently, down to $40 or $50 New Zealand dollars, which is like 20 US, point and shoots that are perfectly capable. So if you're interested in that, I'll send them anywhere in the world at reasonable price, cheaper than you can get them on eBay probably, and I'm happy to do that as well. Maybe I should buy NewZealandCameraHunter.com, become the Bellamy of New Zealand. Anyway, that's all. Peace for now. It's Friday here. Wherever you're watching, have a great day, have a great night, have a great weekend, have a great life.